Okay, good day, my wonderful students. I trust God you are doing great at home. Today we are going to have another interesting class, and I'm so confident that all this while that we have started the geography class for my SS1 students, you have been enjoying the class because after learning the physical geography, the mathematical geography, now we are coming down to talking about the earth, talking about the longitude and the latitude, evidence that's proved that the earth is spherical. Now we are coming down home, talking about the regional geography of Nigeria. And that was what we started when we talked about the position and the size of Nigeria. In our last class, we talked about the relief of Nigeria. And I said that the relief of Nigeria can be grouped into two: highlands and lowlands. I did not forget to still encourage you to send your assignments and also encourage your parents to support the school, because as you can see, you are at home and this online class is coming to you. What you're supposed to be learning if you are in school is what is being delivered to you at home. The school management have really tried in supporting the teachers, in making sure that you have nothing to lose. Now that the school needs your parents' assistance, please don't fail to encourage them to support the school. As I said earlier, that the relief of Nigeria can be grouped into two: highlands and lowlands. Last time, we talked about the highlands, talking about any height that is above 300 meters above the sea level can be classified as a highland. And a highland can be a hill, a highland can be a plateau, and a highland can be a mountain. The only difference between a plateau and a mountain is that a plateau has an extensive flat surface where people can dwell, while a highland always have a peak top and it's not comfortable or convenient for people to dwell. That is just the major difference between the two. Okay, when we talk about heights above 300 meters, when we look at Nigeria as a geographical location, we have places that these highlands cover, and I was able to use a map of Nigeria to show you those places. Why I'm going back is because what we have to learn today is just the opposite of what we learned in our last class, and you need to know it. They are very, very important. I'm still going to tell you the relevance of what you are learning. And I thought that we have the North Central Highland, and we have states that falls within this North Central Highland. We have states like Nasarawa State, we have Kaduna State, we have Kano State, we have Jigawa State, and we have Bauchi State, if you can still remember. These are the states that falls, Plateau State, which is at the center of the North Central Highland. And you agree with me that in that last class, I said that yes, we have northern part of Nigeria and southern part of Nigeria. But when we go to the northern part of Nigeria, we have more rivers, more than the southern part of Nigeria. And the reason is that that North Central Highland, the major basement rock complex that you can find there is formed through what we call volcanic activity, which create a hole inside the rock, and that particular portion that holds water is what we call the aquifer. Very massive, and we have rivers that emanate from that particular rock or highland. And Jos Plateau is just at the center of that North Central Highland. And North Central Highland is also known as a water shield or hydrographical center. Very, very important. And we have rivers like River Kaduna, River Hadija, River Rima, River Sokoto, Mada River, and so on and so forth. And most of them flows to the Atlantic Ocean. River Kaduna flows down to River Niger. That is all about the North Central Highland. Then when we talk about the Western Highland, we're talking about area within the western part of Nigeria, talking about Ondo State, Oyo State, Kwara State, and Osun State. They are the areas that fall within the Western Highland, and will have prominent rivers also, like the River Osun, River Ose, and so on and so forth. Then when we come to the eastern part, we'll have two notable highlands. We'll have the Eastern Scarpland that falls within the fringes of Enugu and Abia. Then we'll now have the Eastern Highlands that falls within the Cross River Axis. There is the Obudu Axis down to Taraba, Adamawa, and so on. And I told you also in our last class that River Benue has its source from the Mandara and the Biu Plateau. Because when we talk about the Adamawa Highland, which falls within the Eastern Highland, the Adamawa part is within Nigeria, the same highland. Then the part that extends to Cameroon is what we call the Cameroon Highland. Okay, and that is all about what we discussed in our last class. And as you know, the states that falls within those highlands, also try to also know the tribes that falls also within and their economic activities. But with today's class, I'm still going to expatiate, because when we talk about highland is not a good environment for agricultural activities. And that is why when we talk about economic activities or traditional economic activities, talking about farming, it may be that difficult. But today, I'm going to dwell more on that. Okay, today is another interesting class for my SS1 students. And the topic still remains Relief of Nigeria. That is the physical features of Nigeria, the topographical features or the surface features of Nigeria. Subtopic, lowlands. Definition, what do you mean by lowlands? Lowlands refer to the area below 300 meters above the sea level. And I told you, the sea level is measured when you go to the shores of Nigeria, the Atlantic Ocean. That particular level, that no matter how the wave moves, it cannot exceed that point. That is the sea level. And when you measure from there, definitely, any height you get is the height of that particular environment. If we also want to determine the height of sleep angels above the sea level, is also possible. And with the definition of lowlands, that means any height below, that means from 300 or let's say 299 down to 0 falls within lowland. Okay, areas of lowland in Nigeria, because it's very important, as we have known the areas of highlands in Nigeria, we also need to know the areas of lowlands in Nigeria. And the ability to know this will make you a good geography student. Okay, areas of lowlands and their altitude or height are as follows. 1. The Sokoto Plain in the northwest. I'm still going to use map to show you all that I'm going to mention here. 1. The Sokoto Plain in the northwest, which has a height of 200 to 300 meters above the sea level. 2. The Chad Basin. Another name for basin is also plain. Some textbooks will explain take it as plain, while some other textbooks take it as plain. Why it's being called basin? It's just the shape of the lowland or the topography of that place. That is just what they nickname basin. We have the Chad Basin or the Borno Plain, which has a height of 100 to 300 meters. Then number 3, we have the Niger Benue Trough or Valley. That means all the bands or the valley within River Niger and River Benue is what we call the Niger Benue Trough or Valley. And the height is 100 to 300 meters. Number 4, the Cross River Plain, which has a height of 120 to 180 meters above the sea level. Then number 5, we have the Niger Delta. Niger Delta with a height of 0 to 100 meters. Please, as a geography student, when we talk about Niger Delta, we are so conversant with states like Rivers, Bayelsa, Delta, Edo, Ondo, Abia, Imo, Akwa Ibom, and Cross River. It's just states that falls within that region. It does not mean that they are known as Niger Delta. But when we talk about delta in geography, delta simply means the tributaries, channels in which a bigger water body empties itself. Okay, a water body empties itself into a bigger one. What do I mean? Delta simply means a channel in which a water body empties itself into a bigger water body. And we have River Niger, because River Benue empties itself inside River Niger or into River Niger. And River Niger now flows down to the south. And when we come to River Niger, we have Ndiama River, we have Keyama River, then we have Patani River that demarcates Bayelsa from Delta State. All these rivers within this southern part are all channels in which River Niger empties itself into the Atlantic Ocean. Then all the settlements dwelling within this region is known as a delta region, or the region is known as a delta region, and that is what gave it its name, Niger Delta, the channels in which River Niger empties itself into the Atlantic Ocean. Number 6, the interior coastal lowland of western Nigeria with the height of 100 to 300 meters above the sea level. Then 7, and the last, the coastal plain. The coastal plain, 0 to 80 meters above the sea level. All these are the lowlands of Nigeria. Now I'm going to use a map of Nigeria to show you the position or where these lowlands can be found. Okay, now you can see a map of Nigeria, and I told you that anytime you have something like this, there must always be a title. You can see my title, Map of Nigeria showing the lowlands. Map of Nigeria showing the lowlands. Because any examiner will first of all try to know what the map represents. Because without the heading, I can term it to be anything. Okay, looking at the map on the board, you can see this portion. And that is the portion of Sokoto Plain. Sokoto Plain, or you can call it Sokoto Basin. And the state that falls within this region, as I told you in our last class, yes, you know the 36 states, you can recite them, but as a geography student in SS1, the ability without seeing a map of Nigeria, and you can be able to point out at a location and say, this is where such a state can be found, makes you a good geography student. And when you look at this portion, you agree with me that states like Sokoto, Zamfara, and Kebbi State can be found within this Sokoto plain. But Sokoto State is just at the center of the Sokoto plain or basin. Then, secondly, we have another portion here. This is the northwestern part of Nigeria. Then, on the northeastern part of Nigeria, we have the Chad Basin. And remember, the Chad Basin is gotten from the valley of Lake Chad. That is the portion Nigeria shared with Lake Chad and Cameroon. And the state that falls within this region is majorly Borno State, Yobe State, and the northern part of Gombe State. These are the 3 states that falls within the Chad Basin or plain at the northeastern part of Nigeria. Okay, the third lowland is the Niger-Benue trough or valley. As you can see with my red demarcation, that means the valley at the north and the south bank of River Benue, the valley at the north and the south part of south and north bank of River Niger. That is the area that falls within the Niger-Benue trough or valley. And the states that also falls within this region is Niger State, some part of Kwara State, then some part of Abuja, some part of Nasarawa State, some Benue State is just dwelling on it, like Niger State also, then some part of Taraba State. These are the states that fall within the Niger-Benue Valley or trough. Then when we come to the western part of Nigeria, this is where we have the western lowland, or we call it the interior western lowland. Why it is being called the interior is that Lagos State is not part of the western lowland, and because you will pass Lagos State, and that's why it's called interior, means inward, and the state that really dwells is Ogun State, though some part of Lagos State. Then here, okay, here now we have the Cross River Plain or Basin. The Cross River Plain or Basin. And remember that it's a river called Cross River that demarcates Akwa Ibom from Cross River State. Then all the plain within this river falls within the Cross River Plain. And we have the state that's at the center is actually Cross River. Then Akwa Ibom State, some part of Ebonyi State, and also some part of Abia State still falls within the Cross River Plain or Basin. Okay, here now, as you can see here now, we have the Niger Delta Plain. The Niger Delta Plain. And the states that falls here, like Abia, greater part of River State, some part of Akwa Ibom State, then we have part of Imo, part of Anambra, part of Delta, also falls within the Niger Delta Plain. Then we now have the last one here, is the coastal plain. As you can see, that's why I use green marker to demarcate the coastal plain. The coastal plain stretches from Badagry down to Cross River. All the coastal boundary of Nigeria with the Atlantic Ocean falls within. Okay, if you can recall, in our last class, when we were talking about the highlands, you agree with me that in between the Sokoto Plain and the Chad Plain, that is where we have the North Central Highland. That means if you can identify the highland, any other part that is not a highland automatically is a lowland. That is the easiest means to sketch or to identify any other highland or lowland. Okay, now the Niger-Benue trough is simple, just the valley between River Benue and River Niger. Then within the western side, any other part that did not fall within the Niger Valley or Western Highland automatically falls within either the Western Lowland or the Coastal Plain. Then we'll have the Niger Delta Plain. Then we'll have the Cross River Basin or Plain. That means outside the Eastern Scapland, which falls within this area, and the Eastern Highland, which falls within this area, at the middle is where we'll have the Cross River Plain or Basin. But one secret you need to know is that the basement rock complex or the rock that is associated with lowland are mainly sedimentary rocks. It can be sandstone or clay. Sandstone or clay. Like when we talk about highlands, we can have igneous rocks. Remember, outside igneous or sedimentary, we can have igneous metamorphic, sedimentary metamorphic. That is, when the original igneous or sedimentary rock is being subjected to pressure or heat, it can transform into, if it is igneous and metamorphic or sedimentary metamorphic. But the basement is underground rock that forms the soil of this lowland is majorly sedimentary rocks, which can be either sandstone or clay. And that is why when you come to a place called plain, they are somehow waterlogged. Though the ones that are close to a water body, like the Niger Benue Trough and the coastal plain, they are sandy in nature, because the basement rock complex they are majorly sandstones. And that is all about the lowlands of Nigeria. And when we go further, or if I go further to explain, there are people that do it, because when we look at the importance of lowlands, as I gave you an assignment on highland, we have some minerals that we can mine on the highland, like tin and columbite, and you're supposed to know the importance of tin. All our cans, all our tins, they are all byproducts of tin. While columbite is used to alloy metals, alloy ions, because you know that iron can easily be heated up when subject to heat. But when you now alloy it, when you now mix it up with columbite absorbs heat and does not allow something to be heated up easily. Very important mineral. Okay, these lowlands now are very fertile. Remember, they are not up. When we have probably flood within River Sokoto, let me start from the Sokoto plain. When we have flood within River Sokoto and River Rima, this flood that makes the river to overflow its banks, when the thing goes back to normalcy, all the debris, the decayed woods and plant animals, and also the rocks that disintegrate will definitely settle, and it helps to make these plains very fertile and good for agricultural activities. And you agree with me that Nigeria as a country is still known as an agrarian country because we are not yet industrialized. Agriculture still remains the mainstay of our economy because about 70% of our population still engage in agricultural activity, one agricultural activity or the other. And because of the fertility of the soil of the plain, people always cluster around that location to farm. Okay. And we also have minerals that can also be found within the plain, more especially within the Niger Delta, petroleum and the natural gas. Then also the coal can also be mined at the valley of Udi Hill. Though coal can also be mined at the highland, but it can also be mined at the lowland. As I have cited an example, the valley of Udi Hill, which is also located within the eastern scale. Okay, when we now look at the lowlands of Nigeria, you will now agree with me that they are also important like the highlands. And that is why we are studying it or studying them. Because we'll talk about different lowlands, that means we are studying them. And you need to know. And when you look at the lowland, we have people that dwell there. And if you can research, you'll find out that the people that dwell within this lowland, their primary economic activity is majorly farming. All types of farming. Based on the nature of the soil they have within the lowlands. And I say two major rocks that can be associated with lowlands are sedimentary rocks and sandstone. And in geography, soil is not created. Soil is being formed through the disintegration of rocks. And the mineral content of a particular rock will determine the nature, the texture, and the structure of a particular soil. And that is why we have different types of soil. And these soils emanate from different types of rocks. Within the Sokoto plain, we have predominantly the Hausa Fulani. They are the predominant people within, though we still have the traditional indigenes of this area. Then when we come to the Chad plain or basin, we also have the Kanoris and the Hausa Fulani. They are the predominant within this area. Why I'm mentioning this is for you to also research to know if what I'm telling you is true. Because you need to know the plain that you are talking about, the type of people that dwells in them, and what they actually do. Because if you are to examine by any examination body, that is the extent they will want you to know about the relief of Nigeria. Okay, when we come to the Benue-Niger Trough or the Niger-Benue Trough, we have the Takalawas and we have the Thieves. There's the Thief Nation from Benue State. And when we also come to the Niger Valley, we also have the Nupe and the Jukuns. Also in Benue, we also have some of them, and their primary economy, apart from fishing from these rivers, is other forms of agriculture like cultivation. Then the western or the interior western lowland is dominated by the Yorubas. Then when we come to the Niger Delta plain, we have the Ijos, or let me say we have the Igbos, because some Igbo speaking part of Delta also are grouped as the Igbos. Then when we come down to rivers, we have the Ikweres. Then we have the, in Akwa Ibom side, we have the Efi. Okay, Cross River side, we have the Efi. Akwa Ibom, we have the Ibibio, and so on and so forth. Then when we come to the coastal part, we also have the Yorubas, we also have the Ijos. We call the Yoruba Ijos. Then when we come down to Bayelsa side, that is the home of the Ijos, and down to the Cross River side. And as I have said, the primary economic activity within this plain is just farming or agriculture. And with this class, I believe a good student or an average student in SS1 can easily use map of Nigeria to explain areas covered with the highlands or covered by the highland, and also areas covered by the lowland, the importance of highland and the importance of lowlands. Yes, we also talk about the importance. Remember, these lowlands also have some challenges, very big challenges. But I'm going to give it to you as an assignment. But before I will give you the assignment, lowlands are always associated with flooding. Remember, they are very, very low. They are depressed. If rivers within those areas overflow their banks, it floods the plain easily. And that is why it's somehow difficult for people. People don't feel comfortable dwelling within the lowlands. What normally attracts them is either the mineral they are going to get from here or the agricultural activity that is taking place. And today, I believe that you have or had an interesting class, without no doubt. And with the meaning of lowland, that is area below 300 meters above the sea level, and areas of lowlands in Nigeria, stating them and their heights, and also using the map to show you where you can locate them, the states that falls within them, and some of the tribes that you can also find within this lowland. Okay, For me to end my class today, I must give you an assignment. And the first assignment for the day, identify rocks associated with each of the lowlands in Nigeria. Identify rocks associated with each of the lowlands in Nigeria. Remember, we have lowlands, and these lowlands have their peculiarity. As we also have highlands, these highlands also have their peculiarity. They have their basement rock complex. Number 2, explain 6 importance of lowlands to humanity. You can say lowlands to man, but humanity, I just generalize it. Explain 6 importance of lowlands to humanity. Then lastly, mention 5 disadvantages of lowlands. Mention 5 disadvantages of lowlands. Please make sure you form your note. Do the assignment in your note, snap and send through my WhatsApp. And my WhatsApp number remains 070-301-36123. 070-301-36123. Thank you for listening, and God bless you. But before I end, finally, make sure you encourage your parents. Your darling school cares for you, and that is why for the past 2 months they have been doing it all alone, and now they want your parents to also contribute. Not just for the class, there is a wonderful package that they want to send across to you, because all this teaching that has been going on, they want to package it in such a way that you will have access to them at your comfort, your own comfort. Access them whenever you feel like. God bless you. Once again, try to keep safe and try to be alive for us.